Alright gang, I have a confession to make. The SG that you just saw, I sold that thing years ago. I know. I do not have an SG, but I do still love Angus Young. And I wanted to share what I always thought was just one of the secret sauces inside of his playing. Total guitar hero of mine, but you'll notice Angus rolls across the strings a lot. Now this could be because he did have smaller hands. Angus wasn't a huge guy. And I think because maybe he couldn't do the big stretches across the fretboard, he ended up rolling across the strings. Now I've talked about how so many of these legends use this rolling technique, and I wanted to show you a lick that I used that was inspired by Angus. This is actually from my course, Legends Unlocked, it's hard to say, Angus Young, and it has a ton of this stuff on here. We're running a sale for in July here, that if you want to check it out, you want to support the channel, you dig my lessons, dude, check this out. This is an entire course of this stuff. So it is really insightful. I really hope that it inspires some of you guys who like Angus. And without further ado, let's just dive in, learn this lick, and like I said, pay attention to that rolling because it's pretty cool stuff. On to lick number 3. Now we're kicking it still in the key of E, still in box number 1, and this has one of my most stolen Angus licks ever. Everyone steals this from Angus. It's the double roll. We've been doing these simple kind of like little things like that. Angus is like, no bro, double roll. So real nice and slow, we've got this. And you know, I'm talking about the double roll a lot, but there's so many little things tucked away in here as well. The slow bend, Angus does that all the time. He hits a note and he doesn't just go straight to pitch. It's real slow. It adds tension. There's all this like anticipation of when he's gonna like take off, and then you have this just killer rock and blues lick. Now for point of reference, I'm getting this idea from What Do You Do For Your Money Honey? So lots of cool, that one's just flooded with cool Angus licks, but this is kind of one of my favorite ones. So we're kicking it off here, box 1, like I said, E minor pentatonic, doing a big old full step bend on 15th fret. But again, it's a slow bend. Right into this, it feels like you're falling. My fingers are just kind of like, what's happening? I'm just falling through the pentatonic scale. Now you're gonna go 12 on the high E string to 15 and then pull off to 12. And then to 15 on the B. So you have, you're gonna go 12 on the high E string to 12 on the B. See that roll right there, index finger. Now what you have to get used to with this, that is kind of the most challenging part with any of these rolling things that I've been talking about, is the rocking or rolling, hey, rock and roll, motion of your finger that you have to. You don't bar and just anchor your hand. You don't want all of that mess. You know, those notes are clashing, hitting, you don't like it, it sounds sloppy. You have to roll. See that little motion from my finger right there? Boom, I'm playing the note and I'm just rolling my finger right there. That's the trick to getting that sound to not be so messy. Sometimes you might want that clash. Maybe you want it to be real gritty. It's an option, you know, but make sure you can do it both ways. Nice and clean or down and dirty. So we did the 12 on the high E string, 12 on the B, back to 15 on the B. So now you go to 14 on the G. I kind of view that as like a section of the lick. Right there. If you can get that part down, that on its own is a cool lick. And he's just like, hold up, I'm Angus Young, I'm gonna make it cooler because it's what I do. And he throws in another roll. Now what's cool about this one is that it actually outlines a chord. The whole thing is essentially an E minor. Like there's an E minor arpeggio. But he throws in this one more, which is perfectly an E minor triad, just straight up. You're gonna go to 12 on the B, to 12 on the G, and then 14 on the D. So Right there. That is an E minor triad. It outlines your E minor chord. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's an E minor. Now, another kind of like signature Angus move that we haven't done yet, but we're getting ready to throw it in here, are these double stop unison bends. Now what I'm doing is I'm holding down 14 on the G to 15 on the B. Now notice that I like to bend with as many fingers behind the note as possible. So when I'm holding down 14, I have my middle finger also on the G, a fret behind, and my index finger also on the G, a fret behind my middle finger. So I'm kind of like stacking 12, 13, 14, but I'm only playing 14. The reason why I'm doing that is because it gives you a lot of strength and control over your bends. One of the biggest things you can take away from Angus is his bending, and he has a very signature vibrato, and you need a lot of strength to get those in there. Angus, his vibrato is so hard to copy. And what I'm doing also is I'm holding down 15 on the B with my pinky. So I'm using all 4 fingers to do this 2-note lick. So I play both of those together and I bend 14 on the G. It's very, Angus has a lot of these country elements in his playing. This is like a very country thing, if you ask me. Now, I'm going to play the same notes, but not together. I'm going to make them individual notes now. So do that twice, and I'm going to bend 14 by itself, play 15, and then play 14 again. So I'm still letting them clash, but it's not that together sound. Angus does this a lot. Think of like the Shook Me All Night Long solo, or not Shook Me All Night Long, but Shoot the Thrill. That whole solo was basically that. So here we go. So we have that, and then we're gonna go. I think it's because his licks that sound like he's scatting almost on the guitar. It gives it, it's rock, it's pentatonic, and it's vocal all at the same time. The master, that's what Angus is. So I'm doing this descending pentatonic idea here. 12 on the high string, and then 15 to 12. You can pick that or pull off if you want. To me, I'm gonna pick it because it's kind of more the Angus way. So 14 on the G, that is another bent note. Then 12 on the B. Now I'm gonna do another one of those flurry things that we talked about from lick number 1. So we have that. 15, pulling off to 14, pulling off to 12. So. Now, another thing that we should probably note is how quickly that one bend is, that 14 on the G. I'm not messing around. There's no time. I'm not sitting on it. All the notes have kind of the same amount of space. I don't know what the. And then I want to keep ending it because, like I said, this is just such a Angus move, that rolling motion. So I'm gonna go 14 on the D to 14 on the G, back to 14 on the D, and then here we're ending on our minor third again. You're gonna go 12, hammer on to 14, pull off to 12. Again, all part of that flurry sequence. So that whole thing would be right there. It's a very Angus phrase. All of these are. Imagine that. The Angus course is full of Angus phrases. Right there. Right there. Angus in your face. And that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who takes the time to check out the course. If you haven't yet, the big sale is rolling on here in July, and I will link that down below for you. Go get your Angus on, learn all these licks. His licks are so applicable in, all rock and roll. it's just killer stuff at all times. So other than that, I'm bouncing out of here. Just know that I appreciate you guys, and I will see you all later. And yes, I'm sorry, I do not have an SG. All right, bye guys.